Guys go, I wish my wife was more romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, when have you been romantic with her and created a romantic setting for her to be romantic? Never. Is it supposed to happen by accident?
Right.
Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100.
Welcome to another episode of the Married Game Podcast, where the voice you trust when it comes to lust. We are who you hire when she lacks desire. Look at my wife. She can't get any hotter. Let's talk about the story where you wouldn't share your water.
Whoa.
You don't know where these are coming, do you?
Is that when you look at me stupid, you're thinking of it?
It's well, what are we going to do today, Jesse? How are we going to open this up?
We're going to have story time.
Story time.
Start
So
with story
there
time.
we were.
There he was, being a complete a-hole. Just kidding. Again.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Why do you say a-hole rather than the full word, just awesome hole?
Oh, because I'm cool?
Oh, got it.
Duh.
Okay. So
I don't know.
bring it together. All right. So we were, you look very 90s today.
Oh my God. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah.
I had to tell you.
Yeah, you had to. All right. So
I hear Brian laughing.
if you can't tell, we've lost our damn
We
mind
need a
today.
nap. That's the problem.
Yeah, we do. All right. So here's the
All right.
thing. We were driving.
I was driving.
You were driving. You drive mostly.
I like to drive.
There is a concept out there that guys think that real men drive and women don't. I think that's the funniest, silliest, weirdest, dumbest.
Could be either or.
Yeah. You happen to not be a real good co-pilot, right?
Tis
Admit
true.
it.
Tis true.
Tell our family.
And tell them why.
Because you have a mother that's not very good at that. And you've learned it.
Ultimately, yes, that's true. That is the root issue. I cannot deny that.
I had a guy. I had a guy I was coaching this week.
Tell you that.
I had a guy that was coaching this. I had a guy that was coaching this week, and I said, he's like, my wife did this. I said, yeah, but when did it start?
Yeah.
He goes, when I was a kid. I go, yes.
There you go.
Probably, but all right. So
Skip all the bullshit. That's exactly true.
Yeah.
But
So-
you're an aloof driver. You don't pay
I've
the best
never
attention.
been in an accident, and I'm
That's
a great
not my
driver.
point.
Yeah. So anyway, you struggle
So-
with releasing control, Enneagram 6, and your mother also has a hard time doing it.
Tis very
So,
true.
so there's two very solid points
Oh
I've
my
made
God.
here. Welcome to the
Yes,
show
you
where the
have.
voice you trust when it comes to lust. Okay.
You're making me laugh. Ugly cry laugh.
All right. So you drive a lot.
Yeah.
It's something that makes you happy. So God bless you. I like seeing you
We
happy.
figured that out.
And we were going to drive about a 20 to 25 minute distance away. We were going to be gone for about an hour or two and then drive that said distance back. So we were going to be gone between 2 and 3 hours.
Exactly.
You had planned based on those 2 to 3 hours for something in your head. Pause the story. Now, where does Keith come in? Keith comes in and says, oh shit, I'm thirsty. Hey, Jesse, is that a Stanley Love Shack Fancy Collab Stanley Cup that you've just...
I might have that right here.
Oh, there you go. And I go, can I have a sip of your... I said, can I have a sip of your water? And you go, you about ready to time this story?
Yeah, because I got to insert. Okay, you asked me for a drink of water.
Yes, I did.
I give you the...
Yes,
Again?
you did.
And why?
Well, let me tell him my part, and then you can come in with the
But
lesson,
if you come in with your part, it gives your point of view with it.
which all the guys are going to be like, he's right, until I tell them I'm wrong.
Oh.
That's the reveal.
Ooh,
A
don't
magician
reveal.
likes
Okay.
to actually, or a comedian likes to set up, and then he delivers the punchline.
And then circle around.
So can you let me do
And
the
tie a
punchline
bow.
after? There we go. Okay, Love Shack Fancy bow.
Okay, so I
right.
give the...
So you go, and my heart instantly goes, what the fuck? How hard is it to share your water with a man who you love?
yeah.
And I've thought that before in the past.
In the past, you have also shamed. Like
Yes.
how you're so scarcity mentality.
yes.
Why won't you give me some water? And that's
Yes.
shaming me.
Yes. So I've done that in the past,
Yeah.
and I felt the same thing come up now. And after I took the drink, I said something to
I
you.
said yes because you're thirsty.
Yes. And then I said something. I said this. And if I've got the timeline wrong, then change it. But I
Okay.
think I'm right.
Don't worry, I will.
Yeah. The timeline was, oh, I'm fucking up your math, aren't I?
I think you said that.
I did say that.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I'm fucking up your math, aren't I? You've calculated how much water you need for the entire trip, and you didn't expect a gorilla to also be sipping on your cup.
Yeah.
Yes. And you yes, exactly.
I was shocked.
You're like,
shocked.
exactly. And I go, that makes so much sense. And then I remembered a story that our wizard tells us. And he says, my wife is never on time. So if I say, hey, will you be ready by 5? And she goes, yeah. He goes, I have to literally plan around and go, she's actually not going to be ready till 5:20. When we hear him tell that story, you and I both go, what is the fucking problem with this lady that she can't just be on time and just say the time? Just say the time.
Or say 5:30.
Say, I'm going to be at 5:30. Be early for once in your fucking life, right?
Yeah.
So at any rate, I go, I'm her in this story right now, aren't I? And you're like, yeah, you are. If I would just bring my own water, I wouldn't have to go through any of all this bullshit shenanigans of like, well, why don't you share your water with me? Because I didn't plan on you, because I didn't plan on you being a child, Keith.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like a child. Like I have to plan for Jovi, plan for myself. I'm not planning for you. You're a grown-ass man.
I'm a grown-ass man.
So don't make me treat you like a little kid.
This is why I wanted to share the story, because so many times guys get butthurt about stuff that had they carried their own weight, they would not have to be in that situation. And then here's what came up for me. I felt like a victim at the moment. Oh, she doesn't want to share her water with me. Yeah. And it was like,
look at her being scarcity about her water.
Yeah, why isn't she abundant? I don't know, Mr. fucking Abundance. Why aren't you so abundant you bring 3 bottled waters for yourself?
Well, here's the switch. What if you brought me a water?
Ooh, look at you with the old jujitsu reversal. You don't even know jujitsu when you do this.
I do mind jujitsu.
Ah, romantic jujitsu.
Confucius, eh?
So this happens in so many situations. Let me paint a very broad picture off of this very minuscule story, and it's this. Guys go, I wish my wife was more romantic. Oh, well, when have you been romantic with her and created a romantic setting for her to be romantic? Never. Is it supposed to happen by accident?
Right. They think it is.
But this is the trap us men fall in all the time.
Yeah.
Where we don't like the result, not realizing we've set the entire thing up to not get the result. And then we're mad we don't get the result.
Yep.
But that's why this story is so powerful.
It's not just a little story for us, actually. We fought over this since the beginning.
Yes.
And I guess I didn't explain myself correctly, but how you said it, you were like, oh, that's me. I was like, yes, stop doing that.
Operation Love Shack Fancy.
Oh my God.
Because this is the reframe that guys need over and over and over and over again. And it's a weird thing because it's almost as if a guy expects his wife to act like his mom.
Yep.
And that's how he inserts himself in the mom matrix without knowing he's in the mom matrix. Yeah. And then he's mad he's in the mom matrix. And she's like, how am I supposed to treat you not like I'm your mom when everything you do points to me as your mom?
It's like they expect, be my mom in this area. Don't be my mom in this area. It's like pick and choose throughout the day when I feel like I need you to be however I need you to be. Yeah. You're supposed to just change up.
Yeah. It's
kind of like independence too. You want me to be independent here and then not here and here just because you decide you want me to be that way in that area.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It's very unmasculine. So people want to talk about, oh, I would never let my wife drive a car, except that guy lives in the mom matrix over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I don't like living in the mom matrix. Mom, you don't like it when I'm in the mom matrix. No, it's not very sexy.
No.
I don't know what state these people live in who are listening to us, but I don't think moms want to fuck their kids in that state.
No.
Okay? So this was a funny story that was like very illuminating to me. And now it's got me asking that question in every area of my life. Like, whoa, wait.
Where do we run into a little conflict kind of like this?
Yeah.
And let's get to the root issue of it.
Yeah.
Like
Now,
okay, that wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth. Now, is this, that one is? Yeah. Kind of what we did in the beginning.
Yeah. It's so interesting because this is the biggest struggle for most men is they don't understand. And it's just because they're blind. Like they don't see it. And I feel like sometimes I'm a professional grizzly bear wrestler with guys, especially businessmen that are powerful and they're stubborn as fuck. And they're like, but you don't understand. I'm like, there's actually only one person at this table that doesn't understand what's actually happening. And it's you blind motherfucker. And I have a lot of empathy for you because that was me. I used to be so blind.
We're still discovering
things. And we're peeling more and more layers back off and off as we peel off more of our own masks and our own ego and our own and it's so unfortunate that it takes oftentimes the biggest frying pan across the face for us to actually see these things. And I'm just so glad that we continue to keep seeing them because it's really, really powerful. When you do see it, you go, that's not. Now, you ladies kind of get away with this though.
With what?
Hey, are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. All right, I want to order some food. And the food comes up and you're like, what's that? And you're like, well, you want a bite? Sure. Okay. Should have ordered one for you, shouldn't I have? And
in our relationship, that's kind of the opposite because I do that for you.
Yeah, but a lot of women do that.
But that is very true. What was that meme that you sent me? Like interpreter for their language. Want to get some ice cream? Yeah. The guy's like, no, I just ate. It's like, The interpreter's like, well, she wants to go with you and she wants you to want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he we
don't speak that direct.
No, but even like because I eat just what Chef Marks makes me.
Yeah.
When we go on a date night, I'm like, oh, I'll just go, but I'm going to eat my food. You're like, but that's not very fun. I want you to ooh and all over the chips and salsa with me. You got to try this guac. Oh my God, take a sip of this drink. It's because
what's the fun of eating?
Well, it's a shared experience. And if your taste buds are lighting up with joy, you want my taste buds lighting up with joy. And I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It makes a lot of sense.
I know.
So
we've just limited that joy a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And more, just like one day a week situation, which is fine.
Yeah, it makes it pretty exciting.
But I want to experience that with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just you to watch me eat.
Yeah.
And have a drink.
How was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what was that bite like? That would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
Like, this is amazing. You're like, tell me more.
No.
Just have a bite, you dum-dum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. This is, if anything else, this episode should be for guys to pause and to realize that little anger that pops up, I caught myself in it. And I was like, whoa, what? Wait.
That was such a great way we both handled that because I could have got mad. You could have got mad. It could have ruined our whole day as it used to.
It did.
But yeah, it didn't this time that we talked through it and we were like getting to the root issue, like, leave my ego aside, leave your ego aside, put it all away. Like, what's the real facts here?
Yeah.
And we got to it. And it was funny. It was funny to talk through it. And before it would have been like this big fight.
Everything that we talk about of all,
You're looking at me like,
all the stupid shit I do, it always becomes really comical. It becomes, because you're like, how is a guy that stupid? Like, genuinely. It's like, wow, wow, you had to deal with this. I feel like that was the big thing when you left me, was it became so clear to me what a burden you had to bear in being with me.
Wow.
Like, what a burden.
Like, instead of lifting someone's spirits or making their life better, you were a burden.
You're a true liability. Like, you are, like, I was a true liability. Yeah. And I don't know what people think. I'm not in their head. But based off of comments I get quite a bit from guys in our program, or just people that listen to the show and they message me on Instagram or whatever, I get this feeling that they aren't real clear about how bad our situation was and what a dodo bird I really truly was. And I used to be embarrassed by it, but I've reframed it
to
now, like, Well, how would I have known any better? Honestly, it's not like I had a dad telling me, "Hey, Keith, let's be this and be this." I didn't have any. Well,
role models, guidance.
You know what? Not only I was just about to say I didn't have any role models back then. I don't know that I have any now.
Mm-hmm.
Like truly, that I look up to. When we have a lot of high-powered friends and guys that are either clients or they're my best friends, so they ask me questions or what have you. And there's things that I'm teaching them and they're like, dude, wow, you know so much. I'm like, you haven't even gotten into the deep stuff yet. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, I've been at this game for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And the pain that I've been through to learn this stuff that just falls out of our, like you and I, we hear it so simply. When someone goes this, we're like, uh-oh,
there's that.
They're stuck in that trap. But it really, I used to be embarrassed by it, but now I'm just like, I don't know how else I would have learned it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody would have listened to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who wants to talk to anybody who hasn't really been through the thing you've been through? Like, you don't trust them.
Right.
You don't really believe them.
Yeah.
You don't really. I was making some.
That's what people think of us. They're like, oh, well, they're so cool or they're doing this or that. But if they know our past and what we've been through and
that should inspire
and even things that
people.
we forget too. We're like, oh my God, remember this happened? Like we forget to say all the things. But like when someone asks us a question, oh, I've been through that. I've been through that. I've been through that.
Yeah.
I know what to do here.
Yeah. One of my best friends said, can you start sharing more of what you know publicly? Because when you talk to us privately, like, dude, you blow our mind and it like radically shifts how we see a lot of things. So I'm trying to be committed to that. And I want to continue to share how bad our story was because of how good it is now. And all the shit we had to go through and it was like a frame after a box, after a cage, after a thing we had to keep breaking ourselves out of. And we're like, no, it's this way. And it's like, but it's not. This is a really big one. Another one that was really big for us back in December, even recently, when I'm fucking up the partner dial, the best friend dial, I didn't understand the timeline. I'm about ready to say is going to be like, that is so second grade. But that's only because now I got a really good understanding of it. When a woman stops praising her man and starts to get really critical, the man has all the evidence of the world of like, you're entitled, you're disrespectful, you're not grateful, and he's right. But the timeline of is, when did you start making her that way? Because she wasn't that, you didn't come in that way in the beginning. No, dude, you doted on me. You wiped my face if I had a little bit of anything for you.
Yeah.
And like with joy, with total fucking joy in your eyes, in your heart. I could ask you anything. You're like, let's go. I'm down. Let's end. Like, yes, please. Dude, I invited you. I knew you for 8 days, basically, and said, hey, I'm going to fly back to Boston from California. I'm going to go watch some Monday Night Football. You want to go with me? You're
I knew you a little bit before, but we're talking for 8 days.
Oh, we had talked for 8 days.
Yeah.
I would not just talking.
Well, you know what I mean? Like dating.
Yeah. We were canoodling. We were hanging.
For like 8 days straight.
Yeah.
And then you asked me.
And you're like, hey, I'll go. So there's always been this spirit of adventure that you've had, and I squashed it out of you. But I could say in my mind, she's not adventurous, she's not this, and she's not that, and that's what I want. It's like, well, that's what you had until you fucked it up. That's the timing thing that we forget so often. Is like, dude, you got a beautiful canvas. You painted it wrong with all the dark, evil, ugly fucking colors. And here it is rolling out and check out our art show. And you're like, that is some bullshit. What the fuck is that? And it's like, you painted it. It's got your signature on the corner. Like, is that not your signature?
It's so true.
And it's like, yeah, it is.
So true.
That's the hardest thing for a guy to admit. And it's why there's so many divorces. Because the woman goes, I don't know what else to do other than to fucking leave you. Which is exactly where you were at. You're like, I can't do this. I don't know what to fucking do.
Yep. And we go through that. Because you can't see. You're just all stuck in your own head and you're like pointing the finger. It's you.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's both of us. Like, I know. Like, and you're like, nope, you. And even us, we got down to the, like, we were pushing it. We were pushing it. We were sweating it. We were sweating
it. And it was all on me. Not that you didn't have anything wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem I think guys don't understand.
Like, I owned up to what the reaction of me, and I was like, okay, like, I am critical. Like, I'm not giving you compliments. These are real, true things.
Yeah.
I definitely can work on that. But like, how'd we get here?
But you're like, but I don't like you.
What's going on? Yeah. Like, I have my baggage about you too. Like, and you're like, no, you're awful. And I'm like,
and you know what you know what I pointed to?
What?
And this is what every guy points to, especially like the business owners and the high drivers, the high performer guys that we all work with.
Say it, because I hate this.
They all point to the things. Look at the life I've given you, Jesse. And the truth of the matter is, I have provided a fucking heck-bit life.
The best.
And?
I'll give it all up.
Goodbye.
It doesn't mean anything.
Not if you're going to hang out with a fucking dodo bird.
Yeah. Not if you're not going to talk to me, be my best friend, do whatever you want, like not ask me about me. Like, I feel lonely in that house. I don't care.
This is why so men are so frustrated, but this is also why women leave. This is thing.
I was swirling it around.
I was ready to push you out the fucking door.
We were like, would this be better separate? Would we be better? Would we be better for, like, we were questioning a lot.
And when I say it's all on me, a lot of guys, they're like, well, what about the accountability for her? I go, dude, how accountable is a mirror? How accountable is a mirror?
Will you talk about how, like, what clicked for you? And
absolutely fucking not. No,
and then how I responded.
What, right here when we were talking about how you said you want to be babied?
That one too. We had talked about that recently too, but you were talking to my mom and something had clicked for you. It's like
well, first and foremost, I had supplemented myself on a high amount of THC gummies, which
helps.
It gives me a very different perspective of life, and it drops my ego and gives me a very empowered view of myself. And when I'm in my power is when I own my bullshit. See, a lot of guys think when they think if they're like, I'm not wrong, I'm right. That's your little baby ego tantrum saying, I will not let you play with my fire truck.
Yeah.
But when a man is extremely empowered, he goes, wait a second. I, in my core of myself, believe I'm the leader of this family. Doesn't mean that I don't think you're my teammate and you're fucking badass, but I'm like, the buck stops with me, which means I've created this fucking problem. If I don't like the culture in my family, guess who started it? Me. So when I was talking to your mom, she goes, well, this is just a bump on the road for you guys. You guys go through this sometimes. You guys love each other. I've never seen anybody like, she's giving me all the truth.
It is true.
And I go.
She's like, you get over it in a couple of days.
And I go.
But it didn't feel like that.
And I go, oh, I don't think I've been a very good friend. That was the realization. I don't actually think I've been a very good friend to Jesse. And if that's the case, why the fuck would she ever who, if I treated any of my friends this way, I would expect them to act the way you acted. Why would she be any different? And that's when I said, yo, I own this.
You had called me, I think, and I was...
No, I sent you a very beautiful text.
The text, and then we talked on the phone. But I remember reading the text and I was like,
what's this?
And then we talked on the phone and you started off saying something like that. And I go,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah.
Because you weren't seeing anything. It was just walking into the door, walking into a door, walking into a door.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was it opened.
I think we keep having these moments. Well, first of all, because I'm a human. So that's why we have them. And you're kind of human too. Just a wee bit. I think there's almost this beautiful reminder for me that if you stray from the protocol, you will not get the thing that you're hoping to produce. Period. You stray from the protocol, you don't get what you produce. You stay in the protocol, you get way more than you ever imagined. And that is the hardest thing because our ego gets so big. It's like when people lose weight, they think, oh, I'm so cool. I know how to lose weight. And then they stop being as strict as they were. They start gaining weight and they and they go right back. And it's like, oh, you thought this was about you, didn't you? No, it's the protocol, my friend. It's the protocol. So I think we get arrogant to the protocol. We think we're above the protocol, and that it just doesn't work. And it's very hard to talk men out of this.
Yeah. Yes.
Very, very hard to talk men out of this.
It's so hard to show them that mirror and for them to be like, oh, shit, I see it.
And you know what's the greatest part of all of it? As soon as a man drops his ego and goes, oh, man, I really fucked up. I didn't treat you with kindness. I didn't. I was not a good friend to you. You know what the woman does?
How did I respond on that phone call? And then when I got home the next day, out of all those like couple of weeks of fighting off and on,
you were instantly like, oh, we're good. I love you.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a minute to get over all the resentment that we had built up those couple of weeks, but I was not mean to you. I wasn't critical. I just was working through it. And we, with our egos down, it was allowed me to talk about things that hurt me.
Yeah.
And when I can talk about them and you hear me,
I
get over it. That's it. I don't ever think about it again.
Yeah.
You know? And that's that.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You ready for a couple questions?
Oh, a couple of questions also.
Yeah.
To our amazing podcast we just had?
Yeah. A couple questions.
Okay.
I like the Q&A aspect of it because it opens up a piece of us that I think is really fun. Although I think...
would you like some water?
No.
Good.
I'm good.
Because you were like...
I actually forgot mine today.
So you're thirsty.
I'm fine.
Here.
Fine. All right. There we go. Is it fucking up your math?
No, because I'm going to go home and get some more. It's Kangen water, by the way. Wondering. It's special water.
Yep. We call it muscle. We call it muscle water.
Yeah.
We call it muscle water.
Muscle water.
All right. 2 quick questions.
Okay.
Number 1, how does Keith's humor play a part in your relationship?
the biggest. I love it. My favorite.
Well, how does it play a part? So
it makes me happy all the time. Our humor and bantering to me is the most fun. So I chose you based hugely upon your humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because humor to me means smart. When you're quick and witty, you're smart.
Yeah.
Because you can throw things at me quickly. And smart ultimately is my favorite thing.
Keeps you on your toes, huh?
Keep what?
It keeps you on your toes.
I thought you said keep showing your toes. I was like, what?
Footfetish.com.
That's kidding. For the paid people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Did you talk about your feet only OnlyFans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder who would buy. Just for fun, we should throw
Oh my God, dude. $100,000 a picture. Let's
go,
dude. Hey. What's up?
I hate don't ever.
That guy, you.
I hate that guy.
Okay,
I love / hate that guy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You damn right. You want to try his recipes though. I know
That's
for
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying. I go, they're really good. Hey. That's what it is. You're making me laugh hard, Steve.
Well.
And make us go, yeah. So yes, it's very important to me. It's one of the most important things for me. It plays a role. I want my whole life to be laughing with my best friend. So yeah. Smart and then humor. Just that's
I saw a thing that said the 3 most attractive things for a woman when they see in a man is true kindness towards people that can't help him, intelligence, and that's evidenced by humor, and then a man on a mission that will have future resources or current resources right now.
Absolutely.
And I think that's real fair. Mm-hmm. That's honest. All right, so there you go. I think for me, I've always been. I don't know that I've always been funny. I've always tried to be funny because I enjoy laughing a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know that every context people think I'm funny.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
That's true.
Fun to laugh at.
You guys love busting up on me?
We were doing that this morning.
Oh, so fun.
Jovi and I, we were...
And Garrett. All 3 of you guys were just busting on me.
And the way you take it is hilarious.
Well, because I know it's true. You
can't deny it. We laugh.
It's the funny things. And I also know your guys' love for me is like next level.
Of course.
Like you 3 specifically are like my biggest fans on planet Earth. So when you do goof on me, it's kind of like, I think everybody feels this way because we goof on you sometimes too, and you like it. You feel really seen.
like when you called me out even in the beginning of this podcast and you were like, oh, it's from your mother.
Yeah. You're like, well, he's not wrong.
True.
Yeah.
It makes me
not,
laugh.
Yeah. And you're tight with somebody when they do make fun of you and have some fun.
Because they have to call out something personal.
Yeah.
And so they have to know you and not feel seen.
I was talking to Finlay the other day on the phone, and we shot a video recently together, and it wasn't my best. Now with the music and they've changed everything, it's now fucking epic. Cool. But I was like, I'm not going to say I shit the bed, but I kind of shit the bed, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, remember 2 years ago when we were having a conversation where you shit the bed in this situation? I said, isn't it so fun to have real friends that you can go, this is a highly embarrassing moment for you. And we're going to work through it.
Yeah.
Those are fun moments to really walk through some shit and be like, God, I was a dum-dum there, huh? Yeah, you really were. Whew. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't happen again. All right.
Wait, how do you like my humor?
I think you might be the best.
Say it. Say it.
You might be the best at bantering with men I've ever met. Like for some
Where do I get that from?
You think your mother?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
See,
good and the bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. I think that you're one of the best at calling guys on their shit in a way where it's not embarrassing to them. It's embarrassing enough.
Yeah.
But somehow you deliver it with enough love to where they go,
yeah.
God, it's me. Like I watch you do it to all my best friends, and there's a piece of them that loves it too.
Yeah.
Because we all like to be called on our bullshit a little bit. Like we know like this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I think I've tried to buy this bullshit, but you guys aren't letting me buy it anymore. And thanks. I need to put that thing down anyway. You're really good at that.
Thank you.
What was that guy's name? What was Garrett Gunderson's? Something Boo, Benny Boo, Billy Boo. What was his name?
I think it was Bobby, maybe.
Something. I don't remember. Anyhow, I think of him a lot.
Yeah.
I think of him a lot.
I just spit that out.
Yeah. Well, you were merciless on that guy. Like you had so much fun.
Loved it.
Yeah. Well, that's when they start to love it, you really go. You're
go
like,
all out.
Oh,
you're making me
we
cry.
just met a guy. Don't even know him in person.
Oh,
and I was sending a video, and you're like, Mikey, hey, Mikey. The guy's name is Mike, right? And a lot of guys like
you're
Dan.
Like, I'm here with my wife. I go, Mikey.
Yeah, and Dan's don't really like to go by Danny, and Mike's don't really like to go by Mikey, and you don't give a fuck, dude.
Well,
but that's the thing.
Because I don't know him. It's easier to do this.
Yeah. So, but that's you.
Yeah.
So,
I know the thing.
I think that's how your humor plays a part in our relationship, and it's fun. Because you know how to make fun of somebody about something that's kind of funny and that maybe they're not seeing. I think you're really good at that.
Thank you.
All right. Last question. Okay. I'm single. How does this apply to my game? Not the humor part, but just what we're talking about.
Married game in general? There's so many things.
Well,
you can be prepared
Go lay down.
to find the girlfriend, then wife. So you can, and then get rid of all your own bullshit. So ultimately, we want you to be the best man you could be. So if you're the best man you can be, you're going to find the best woman and attract her and then be her, get her to be your wife.
Yeah.
So it's finding the best. So then you guys will be the best yourselves. And then you have, try to skip all the bullshit in between.
Yeah.
Everybody has things that they need to overcome or be better at. So when you get rid of that, you can find the best. It's actually probably way more beneficial.
I agree.
So.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So how does all of what we say apply to a single dude? Because I know there's single dudes that listen to this show, and I know that there's dudes that are going through a rough time in their divorce, or maybe their lady's already left and they're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Or they're like, hey, I was married for 20 years. Now I'm single. What do I do?
Yeah.
And
It's a whole new world out there.
We have had single guys, and I actually love when single guys come into our program. I love it. Mm-hmm. We were on Zoom call with one of our before this, and he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And
such a great guy.
Shout out to our boy Ted.
Teddy. He hates that too. We already talked about that. Just Ted. I mean Ted. Hey Ted.
Theodore.
Yeah.
Theodore.
Love that name.
Or
though.
the Ted.
Mm-hmm.
And he had one simple idea. He goes, "Oh, dude, no, dude, I want to be the best prepared husband.
Yeah.
I want to be prepared.
Proactive."
Here's why I think it's great. Because 99% of what we teach is the same for a single guy. And it's because everything we're basing off is the word attraction. Mm-hmm. And attract is a very different thing than chase. There's a lady, I can't remember her name. I want to say Ellie, but it could be wrong. Could be Ella. And she had a phrase. She goes, "Don't be a chaser, be a chooser." Mm-hmm. And that's I want to give her credit for it, even though if I may have got the wrong name, but it's such a great frame. The frame is, I'm not chasing women, I'm choosing them. Well, how are you going to choose them? You have to attract them in. How do you attract them in? By being this guy. So you have to hey, is your body the type of body that a 10 would be look at and go, that's interesting?
Yeah.
If it's not, you got work to do. Mm-hmm. Is your beingness, who you actually are, the way you interact with people, the way you think about life, is that so attractive that a woman would be like, dude, I just love talking to this guy. Mm-hmm. If it's not, you got work to do. If you don't understand how a woman thinks, operates, and works through and walks through life, if you don't have a real true understanding of that and how to talk to her in a way that's meaningful to her, i.e., also use humor. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be super funny, but you have to at least understand how humor works and what is going on, the ins and outs of it. Then you're probably not going to get her to laugh very much, and she's not going to have fun. Are you a fun? Does a woman who can pick any guy in the world that she wants, does she go, I have so much fun with that guy? If you don't, then you need to work on it. These types of things. If you are driving around in a 1984 Toyota Celica with the headliner, falling down and pushed up with thumbtacks, what would a high value woman, why? It's like,
she don't want no scrub.
She don't want no scrub. Ain't.
I don't want no scrub.
I don't want no scrub.
I can't.
Whatever. Okay. All right, so clearly that's not my genre of music.
Yes, exactly. She wants a man.
If you're
in his power.
If you're not that, then become that guy. Mm-hmm. So married game is, if you attracted her at whatever version of you were at that thing, you can't be less in it. You need to be pressing it and pushing it and striving to become more. I don't even think it's really become more. It's putting off all the masks and letting the true inner divine in you shine.
Good.
And it's different for every guy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it's the comfortability in a man's skin that makes a woman go, God, he's just, wow, he's so secure. Mm-hmm. He's so secure. Remember your mom, she would say, she goes, you must have a really big dick because you are so secure in who you are.
She always says that thing.
But she says that type of stuff, right?
She does.
And it's like, whatever. It just is what it is. Got a lot of 5-star reviews, but I am very comfortable in who I am. Mm-hmm. That's attractive. Attractive. So attracting rather than repelling. So when we have single guys come in here, whether they hire me one-on-one or whether they just come into the program with other guys, the answer is, you have to build a world that a woman would go, I would love to be in that world. And so a lot of guys go, oh, a woman is just, she must be shallow if she just wants to be with a guy with muscles and money. It's like, no. That is what losers say because you can't get it.
And have shamed women for saying that.
Yeah. And it's like, but you want to fuck a hot girl.
Right.
Who wants that you want her to give you blowjobs. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
It's the same.
So if you understand that is what it actually is, and a woman will not, she has to date equal or above her status. And a man to attract a woman needs to be equal or just slightly below his status, so that he can be the leader and not feel super insecure. Because you watch these guys, and I see it all the time, and it's really sad. You see like a powerful woman, and they're so in their masculine that oftentimes they just end up with what our buddy calls purse boys. Mm-hmm. And it's because they can just boss them around or whatever. And the truth of the matter is a true man in his real masculinity who owns himself, not this ego fake, oh, don't you think I'm cool, but like truly knows who the hell he is. They're really rare. Pretty women are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Mm-hmm. You go to any nice city, go to the Lifetime gym there, you're going to find plenty of women there. Go to a pool in a Las Vegas hotel, there's pretty women there. Go down to the beach where people wear bikinis, there's pretty women there. But dudes, not just a good looking dude.
That has it all.
But a dude that has it all, mm-hmm. That's the rarest creature on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. So the principles that we teach in Married Game are what keep the woman that you got, because she sees you becoming better in every one of those areas. That's why it matters. That's why it's the same. And I love it when single guys come into our program. Mm-hmm. And I love it when they hire me one-on-one, because then I get to fly into their city and I get to show them, how do you create this world that a woman goes, oh shit, I want to be in your world. It's why high, powerful men have the pick of whoever they want, because a woman goes, shit, I want to be in that world. Hell yeah, I want to be in that world. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be in this world. I want to be in that world. Mm-hmm. And it's the guys who create this world that is desired by women. Those are the ultimate creators. And they're the most godlike, because our God is a creator. And when you start to create in a world you imagine in your brain and you focus on it and it starts to harden into fact around you, I'm going to go, dude, that guy can do anything. And that is essence of true game. Mm-hmm. So with that, don't be a nerd. Spread the word. And if you're sitting there and you're single right now and you're like, dude, I got a divorce, I don't know what to do. Well, it's real simple. You got to become the best version of you for you. Well, Keith, how do I do that? Well, you go to marriedgame.com, you watch that video, and you realize, motherfucker, this guy's in my head. How does he know all these things that I'm saying in my head? Because I said all the same things. I'm sitting here with the most beautiful woman on planet Earth, and I was frustrated that she didn't want me anymore. What the fuck? She did at one point, and then I lost it. That was on me. I had to own that was on me. And that's the most freeing thing that you could ever fucking do, is own, hey man, this is on me. Guess what? Once I expose myself, that is the gateway to expansion. You have to come to the door. I fucked up. I don't know some stuff for whatever reason. I've listened to all this bullshit that all these mediocre average people told me to do, and it didn't work. This is why most men don't become the true selves until late 30s, early 40s, even into their 50s, because they have to shed all the bullshit. And that's what we're doing. I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm doing very well in every area of my life, and I'm only getting better. And that's what you see in me. You go, this guy won't fucking quit. Do I stub my toe and eat shit a lot? Yeah, but I won't quit.
Yeah.
And that's the most attractive thing. So head to marriedgame.com. If you're married right now and you're stuck in what feels like an eternal prison, and you don't know what to do, and it's what you think about constantly, and you're trying to run your business, you're trying to make sales calls, you're trying to do your thing, and yet your mind is like, dude, I can't stop thinking about her. But when you know you're good and you know you're in alignment, you are like a lion on the streets devouring what he wants, well, you need to head to marriedgame.com as well. Watch that video, fill out your application, we'll jump on a call and find out what it's going to take for you to get over your bullshit and leave the land of Egypt, quit wandering around in the desert, and head into the promised land. So with that, keep crushing it, because that shit is contagious.